Hey there everybody, and welcome back to Sasquatch Speaks. This is Sasquatch, otherwise known as Gave Sauce, welcoming you all once again to our dark little corner of the internet, where I talk about random things and stuff. And today we're going to finish off, finally, we're going to finish off the video game week, I suppose. Yeah, we've had a full 7 episodes with this topic of conversation. I can believe I stretched it out that long. I'm a rather long-winded person, and a lot of tangents and things like that, which got in the way and slowed us up. But before we get into today's topic, again, I know I always do this, but before we get into today's topic, I just want to throw this out there. Tomorrow we're going to, obviously today is the last episode of the video game thing. At least it better be. If I talk so long that it just continues into tomorrow, I have some real problems. But seeing as this is the planned last day of the video game thing, tomorrow is going to be sort of a refocus. I've been doing, did the complaint series, did this series, and then I have something planned for next week that I'm going to get into. But tomorrow is going to be kind of a big refocusing show. Throw out some ideas, hopefully get some feedback on some stuff that I've been kicking around in my head, and address a couple channel things that probably just need to be refreshed or something like that. So anyone who sees this, make sure to tune in back tomorrow. If you don't see this, hopefully you tune in tomorrow anyway, and just by osmosis get this information into your head. I'll probably tweet out something extra about it on my Twitter. If you are not following me, there's a link to do that down below. I know I'm not particularly the most interesting person, but occasionally I tweet out pictures of what I cook on the grill, or, I mean, that's all that impressive, but it's impressive that it's probably impressive that I ate as much as I did a couple nights ago. I mean, my family of 4 must have cooked up about 5 or 6 pounds of meat, and I ate about 3 of those pounds of meat. So yeah, that was a fun experience. I know there are people out there, no, Gaffy, don't do it, the meat will kill you, and I'm like, I don't care, it tastes good, I will accept that death. What a way to go. I mean, we have just nice, lean venison out there, just beautiful, it's delicious, it was glorious. I can't believe how delicious it was. Oh, the memories. Yeah, even some of the aftertaste, just, oh, so good. Yes, very good. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. It's not all about food. I mean, sometimes send out pictures of my cat, or just tweet out random thoughts and stuff that I have that don't really require a video to explain. It's just sort of a minute observation of the moment. But if that's something you'd be interested in, please do go follow me over there. Anyway, today, well, yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, and all the way back to last Sunday, and I do apologize for some of the stresses and stuff. I keep moving around in my chair and bumping my desk, and just bad things happening, so I'll try and avoid doing that anymore. But yes, for the last few days, we've been talking about my gaming experience, and we've gotten up to the present day. There's not really anything more that I can explain in terms of experiences. I'm just kind of forward-looking at the moment. Obviously, and this should be just painfully obvious to anyone who's been following the show for any period of time, or even just looking at the picture on being displayed with this video right now. Or it's really not really a video; it's a commentary with a picture. That's really what this is. I know it's really it's kind of lame, but it's what I got. So, but if you're looking at that picture to accompany this little commentary, you can see that I'm quite a big Monster Hunter fan, and have much paraphernalia associated with it, and I've played over 2,000 hours, probably over 2,500 hours if I total it all up, not including like deleted characters and things which I can no longer access records for. But yeah, moving on from that, I mean, obviously the next big thing on the horizon, Monster Hunter 4. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Coming out sometime next year. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm sure people do already, and they're going to be like, oh, Gabby, how can you not know already? Well, in my defense, as soon as I heard that it was going to be Monster Hunter 4, and I started hearing, like, updates and things on what it would be involved with that, like, the bug staff and the charge axe and all the cool new weapons and the monsters and the aerial combat. I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. But I want to be surprised by it. I mean, I've talked before about my love for new experiences and things that like haven't been spoiled or sullied or repeated or just done to death, really. Like restaurants and chains and all that kind of stuff like that. So I want to have that experience with Monster Hunter. I mean, I've had it once with Tri. I mean, it was just, I just walked in and there was just grand, huge, gigantic world, and there's these amazing monsters and all these weapon types and everything. It just blew my mind to get into that setting where everything was fresh and new and exciting. I was like, oh man, I don't even know what to do right now because everything is just kind of coming at once. And it's fun, and it's like nothing else I've ever played before. And I want that experience again. So I've intentionally been avoiding spoilers and updates. I know a little bit, like I know some of the monster names, I know what some of them look like, but I've been avoiding gameplay, and I know like one of the event weapons is the Poogie hunting horn, which I'm actually looking forward to playing with that weapon because it looks really fun. Plus I love hunting horns, which is an entirely different topic. But like I said, I've been actively avoiding spoilers because I want to have that experience again of I plug the game into my system, and I'll be plugging the game in, not downloading it, because that's something else. I like my hard copies. And I want to have that experience again. I want to have that just explosive, overwhelming awe that comes from diving into whole brand new areas. I mean, I've only ever played the games associated with Monster Hunter 3. I mean, I don't know anything. I know a little bit. I've seen gameplay and stuff of the original one, of Monster Hunter 2, Freedom Unite, the whole 9 yards. But the only Monster environments that I've ever actively participated in have been in Monster Hunter 3 and 3 Ultimate. So to be able to walk in unsullied into that new generation, so to speak, of monster hunting games is it's really exciting. It's like Christmas, although it's like Christmas morning, but it's extended for a couple months, like all at the same time. So it's just building and building and building, and then it probably will not be able to live up to my expectations at this point because, like, oh, it's gonna be so cool because I'm gonna know what I'm doing when I walk right in. I'm not gonna have to go through that learning phase of, hey, what does this button do and how do armor skills work? I don't have to do that because I got that down. But I'm still gonna have that just massive world opening up in front of me, and I hear there's actually again some of the things you just can't avoid hearing. I hear there's actually like more of a progressive story to go along with it, which is like I can kind of see it, kind of don't, because, you know, it's like Monster Hunter. Why do you need a story for it? It's Monster Hunter. You just hunt the monsters. It's good. But whatever. To each their own. I'm not going to throw stones because they decided to add something extra. But it's exciting for me. And I mean, like, it's one of those things that is for me. It's just for me. I mean, I know a lot of people who are up to date on every single new bit of information that comes out about that, or Smash Brothers, or any other game that could possibly be on the horizon that either myself or my friends might be interested in, and they know every little thing about it. But I don't see the need to do that for me. Like I said, it's just for me. It's not for anybody else, it's just for me. Because I don't... My gaming enjoyment, my gaming experience will not be in any way amplified by knowing ahead of time, but it might be amplified by not knowing and being surprised, or some little twist or something that I didn't realize before, or one of the new weapons. I'm looking at the pictures and stuff that I've seen, and a little bit of video that has been kind of like forced upon me. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. I like that. That looks very interesting. You have my $60. I will buy into this game. But in terms of, you know, getting into the nitty-gritty of the mechanics and things before I even have it in my hands and know how it feels, or if certain ones feel different than others, I don't want to know that until I actually have it in my hands, so that I can be surprised by it, so that I can have that full enjoyment of the experience before, you know, I get like spoiled on it. Again, that's just kind of me. Not getting through anything right here, just kind of talking about Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. But yes, I mean, everyone knows that the reason I'm doing these Sasquatch Speaks videos rather than gameplay, this being primarily a gameplay channel, but not currently having any gameplay posted on it. The reason for that is because my computer is terrible, and yeah, it can record video if you do nothing else on it at the time, and maybe not even then. Generally, not even then. So it's a very touch and go system. It's practically unusable for the purposes that I need it. But it got me through a little bit. It got me started on this channel, and for good or bad, it got some of you here to watch this video or listen to it, as the case is. So it's like, okay, it's a stepping stone. But right now we're going to kind of step aside from that and focus on the future, which is, of course, when I get a new computer. And I've been thinking about this. I've been putting a lot of thought into it. I've been looking at the climate of the gaming culture and the gaming world. Just banged my desk again. I am so sorry. I hope that doesn't come through in the video. If it does, then I sound like an idiot for talking about it, but it bugs me. Darn it. Anyway, sorry. Tangents. And not even like legitimate topical tangents. They're just like, oh, this happened, and now I'm going to talk about it. Something wrong with me. I'm quite sure there's something wrong with me. Well, there's probably more than one thing wrong with me, but for the moment we'll deal with that one. And then we'll deal with all the others. But I've been looking at kind of the climate of the gaming culture, and it saddens me that Nintendo is not looking well. I mean, I understand as a company they are like rock freaking solid. They've been around since before there was electricity to put into video games. Well, maybe not that late, not that early, but they've been around since like the early 1900s. They are that old of a company, and they started making like farm equipment or something, or something to that effect. And I know I'm saying something a lot, but I don't actually know, so that is my placeholder until I do know what that thing was. Sorry. That's another topic for another day. But, so, I mean, they have capital reserves. They have investments. As a company, they will endure even if the Wii U sells no more systems at all. And even if the next system that they come out after that sells no systems at all. They will probably make it to the third generation after this one, just on cash reserves. They are that financially solid. And I know that because I'm in the financial industry and I look at this stuff. So, I'm not worried at all about them just disappearing into the night. And when the next system comes out, I know for certain that they will not sell none at all, because I will buy one, because I am a dedicated fan, and there are a lot of dedicated Nintendo fans. So they're going to have some sort of market for whatever it is that they bring out. But their long-range sustainability, I mean, like into the decades, here we go, is questionable. And within the current range of the next 3 to 4 years, a lot of the independent developers, well, not like indie games, but like mainstream developers, Ubisoft, Activision, what are some of the other, Capcom is pretty well into, well, not like totally, but I mean, the games that I care about are all on the Wii or on Nintendo systems, so I know I care about those ones. Capcom's in there. Like I said, I can't remember any of the other. All of a sudden, I just went blank on every other game developer there was. So bad. Square Enix, I know that they're not really good friends with them. Monolith Soft seems to be doing pretty well in terms of relationships with Nintendo. EA, they've pretty much just given them the big finger and said, deal with it. And there's nothing that anyone can do about that, because they're EA games, and they can say, well, we are not going to make anything for your systems. Like, okay, well, I mean, yes, they're making games for them. There's all the sports games and stuff, but the versions that they're making for the Wii U and the 3DS are stripped down from the ones that they're making everywhere else. And it's like, the writing is, I don't want to say the writing's on the wall for Nintendo and for the Wii U, because I would like nothing better than to see them make this massive turnaround and everyone's just like, oh, we were so wrong! We were mistaken. You did have the good idea with the gamepad and everything else like that. But before they figure it out, I think Nintendo has to figure out how to properly market that to the general audience so that their market share will increase. And then people go like, hey, I want to sell my game to your hundreds of millions of people who own your system. Okay, well, here, sign on the dotted line. That's just how that works. Unfortunately, like I said, their install base right now is very low in comparison to the other systems. And so to other companies, it's like, it's not worth, well, I won't say it's not worth it, but it's less worth it to invest time and money and resources into porting whatever sort of games they're making for the other systems to the Wii U. Like I said, I severely doubt it would put them in any way, shape, or form into the negative for their efforts to port it to the Wii U. They just don't want to right now. And I don't understand their reasoning, but that is the way it is. So with that being the way it is, I am, for the first time in my entire life, looking for an alternative gaming method. I mean, like I said, I love Monster Hunter. I love Nintendo products. I love their games. I love their systems. But I am, for the first time in my life, actively looking into a second system. And I'm not even really sure if it's going to be a second dedicated gaming system. Like I said in the last video, I will not buy Xbox. It's probably just some sort of personal stigma that I have against it. But I don't like it. I've played them before. I've been over to friends' houses. Yeah, we have the great Xbox 360. Yeah. Oh, I have the Xbox One. It's so wonderful, and you can do all this kind of stuff. Tried it. Didn't like it. It might have been the controller. It might have just been the fact that the name is something that I find somehow offensive. I don't know. It could be something completely irrational or instinct-driven. I honestly have no quantifiable reason to hate Xbox. But I do. And that being the case, I'm going to continue to do so until like someone can either explain to me why I hate it, and I figure, okay, well that's a really stupid reason, and I should probably change my opinion, or whatever it is that is causing that to happen is somehow miraculously removed from me, and it's no longer there, and like, oh, okay, well now I can kind of see the Xbox thing. But I don't see either of those things happening either now or anytime in the near future or maybe not even into the distant future. So I'm going to say the blanket statement that I have never owned an Xbox system. I have no intention of owning an Xbox system. And if someone offered me one, I would think about it and maybe turn them down. It's just at that point that I dislike the system that much. And like I said, I know it's completely irrational and it's perfectly fine. Everything works wonderfully. Blah, 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 blah. Don't care. Don't care. Don't even try and explain it to me. I just don't care. I don't like it. I don't want it. Keep it away from me. Now, that's not to say I won't be friendly if someone invites me over to the house and oh, we have the Xbox and not this, and goes, okay, I'll play it with you. We'll have a good time. Well, you will. Okay, it's not quite that bad, but there's a social aspect which could make up for the lack of preference in terms of equipment. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So my options, excluding Xbox, of course, are PS4 or PC. And I mean, I know there's the Steam box, yay! Well, I could get a Steam box, or I could pay $500 more, or, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, there's not been yet a official Steam box that has been released. It's like, yes, this is it. This is the one from Valve, and it works perfectly, and everything plugs into to the best of my knowledge, that has not happened. There's a lot of dedicated Steam devices that are just devices used to access a Steam account, but to the best of my knowledge, there's not been one that's been officially released by Valve. I could be wrong. If I am, I'm sorry. I'm just not that up on it. But the ones that I have seen, they're just like cheap PCs. And they're like small form factor, they're super small. It's like, okay. And they have like a ton of power, and they're wonderful and amazing. But if I'm going to do that, why not just spend an extra $500 and get a big old monster PC with all the trimmings and all the fun stuff on it, so I can record and I can do everything that I'm planning on getting this PC anyway. It's an expense that I have planned in the future. Why waste money on a lesser version if I can just get all the trimmings at once? Why? I don't know. There's also the PS4 out there, and that one has like streaming capabilities. But I've looked at the PS4. I like the PS4. I've gotten some hands-on with it. It's like, okay. Judge Magister has one. Former member of the Triple Car Podcast. Links in the description down below. The Triple Car Podcast. I may throw in one for his channel as well. It's been a while since I've done that on here. I don't know if I've ever done it on here, but that's another story. Yeah, I'll probably throw one in for him because Judge is awesome. Woohoo! Yay, Judge! Go check out his streams on Twitch. But like I said, I know he has one, and the video looks great, and the games look really fun. And a lot of the games that are coming out for it are games that I'd be very interested in, like The Division from what is it? Is that Ubisoft? I think that's Ubisoft. I could be wrong. I feel like it's Ubisoft, but I think I'm wrong at the same time. I don't know. I'm going to avoid saying for certain because I really don't know. That's probably really bad that I don't know, but it's one of those things. But yeah, The Division looks great. There's a couple other Tom Clancy games coming out that like the new Rainbow Six game looks pretty good. There's one of the reasons I was looking for specifically at PS4 was the next installment of Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs, I hear, was a good concept, just bad execution. But Infamous, I heard the new Infamous game is really good. And I've played bits and pieces of the first two, and I enjoyed those immensely. So I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to have a third one, it might be a good time to pick up the series. I don't know if they're going to do any sort of a sequel to The Last of Us, which I've seen. I watched two different people let's play that game, and both times I just enjoyed it so much. Again, I don't have a PlayStation 3. Otherwise, I probably would have played it just because it's The Last of Us, and it's freaking awesome. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I've bought systems specifically to play one game before. Monster Hunter, really. I mean, that was kind of like my deciding factor to get the Wii. Well, not like an entire deciding factor. Like I said, there's some shady deals that went on there, and that's another story which will not be told here, or which will not be told here again. That's probably the more correct way of phrasing that. But with regards to buying another system specifically for a single game, I can't justify it. Like I said, I know there's all these games out there, but then I started to think about it. I'm like, okay, so The Division, Tom Clancy, Evolve, a bunch of these really big, good-looking games, multiplayer aspect that I like because I can just, it's not just me. All these things look really, really good. They look really interesting, and I want to play them. Take my money. You have convinced me with your trailer. You have convinced me with the gameplay that I've seen, the concepts, everything. It looks good. I am ready to lay down money for this. But you're not bringing the Wii U, so I know I have to buy another system. Well, I already have plans to buy a big, powerful PC. And those games, not all of them, but most of them are going to come out there 3, 4, 5 months later. Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I have a little bit of mathematical understanding. And if I lay out $1,500, for a big PC, and then I lay out another $500 or $600 for a PS4, my money to buy new games is dramatically decreased over the possibility of just buying one of them. Okay, well, which will I get more use out of? Well, I know that Minecraft is on the PC, and that is the best place to play it because they get all the updates, and they have all the mods and everything else that you can do with Minecraft, which is still my number one game that I have never played before. And I can't say that I've never played it before. I played it for like an hour at a friend's house, and we started a new world, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm digging for diamonds." And they're like, "What? You just started playing?" I'm like, "I know, but I know that you get the diamonds and you're good. You get the diamonds and you're good. That's all I cared about. That's all I wanted." And I died to a spider. We won't talk about that. And also a creeper. And maybe a zombie and a skeleton. Or 2. Or 4. But that's not the story. It's not really the point. That's not the point. The point is, just seeing it, knowing the concept of it, or really the lack of concept of it. I mean, sure, you can get in the end and fight the Ender Dragon. Oh, you can spawn the Wither King and the Wither Boss. Oh, don't care. No, I just want to dig a gigantic freaking hole in the ground and build a gigantic freaking castle in the middle of the hole. That's it. That's as far as my ambition goes in that game. And when I say gigantic freaking hole, I mean like to bedrock, and then build castle from bedrock to, maximum height, whatever that ends up being, because they've been expanding that with every new update. I think they're like the 1.8 or something like that, which is really freaking, again, I'm so caught in love. Favorite game? Favorite game I've basically never played. Basically. Operating Word. It means close, but not quite. A very important part of speech, operating words. They add context to subtext. It's wonderful. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, games. Like I said, Minecraft, I know that as soon as I get that game, people can kind of just forget I exist for about a week, because I'm going to be so deep into that thing, it's going to be like, oh, creeper. No. Yeah, just... It's going to be bad. I just know this because I know me, and I know that game, and I know yes, I'm well versed in what that thing has to offer, and I'm very much looking forward to being able to fully interact with it, not just in sort of like viewing other people playing it, but actually playing it myself. Which again would be, I mean, I know it's probably not going to happen now that Minecraft bought Mojang, but that would have been a great thing for Nintendo to really push for, to try and get Minecraft on one of their systems. I would have preferred Wii U, but I would have been okay with 3DS. But they never really pushed for it. They're like, okay, well, if you want... And I know Notch himself at one time said he would have loved to put it on the 3DS. I mean, he was like, hey, Nintendo, hey, if you give me just a little bit of money, I want to put this on the 3DS because I think it'd be really cool. Wonderful, great, yes, we can do this. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to give me just a little bit of money so I can put this fantastic, gigantic game that's massive beyond all understanding and reason on your little... No, okay, you don't want that. You sure? Going once, twice, 3 times. 3, 4, 4.5. No? 6. Come on. Okay. I will acquiesce to your lack of interest. Got it. Okay. But if you're gonna change your mind, just remember, I'm over here. Woo, woo. Now he sold the company, so it's not really going to happen anymore. But that would have been great. That would have probably sold the Wii U to a lot of people because it was cheaper than Xbox 360 or PS4 or PS3, not PS4. PS4 comes out now, or like the big, gigantic, burly PC that could really play that thing to the full extent. Do the mobile not the mobile version, but the lesser version for consoles that they have on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and just do it on the Wii, or the Wii U and the 3DS. you have the touchscreen controls. For Minecraft, that would have been spectacular. But they let it drop by. They let it go by the wayside. Like, nope. We got what we need. We got what we want. Mojang, Notch, we understand that you want to put your game on our system. Don't want it. We're good. And I understand, like I said, they have massive millions, billions, not quite trillions, but a lot of money just sitting there for R&D. They can do whatever they want with that. So they're not gonna die from saying no. What I'm saying is they could have kept a little bit more of that R&D money to do R&D rather than bail themselves out a little bit if they'd have probably brought this game onto their system. That's what I'm saying with that. But in terms of my purchase of a PC, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go out and I know I'm going to get a PC. I could get a real El Cheapo version, $200-300, not a problem. Walk right out of Best Buy with it. It'll probably do me for about a year, maybe 2 if I'm really lucky. Okay, what then? Or I can wait a little bit. Spend a little extra money. By a little extra money, I mean a lot of extra money. Remember, I'm still a penny pincher. So, this is a heavily considered purchase. Drop $1,500, $2,000, something in that range on a really nice PC. Can run everything perfect. Perfect. Got it. Good. This is wonderful. I can work with this. It's good. And this game that I really want to play is going to be on there. And all these other games that are going to be coming in the future. They're going to be at PS4 or Xbox One or whatever else first. They're going to hit those first. I understand. PC players have to wait. I understand this. Well, unless you're on Steam, in which case you get games that no one's ever even heard of before at any time at all because they're Steam and they can do that. Or Valve, you know. You know how that works. Like, okay, I got it. So, little extra money, a little bit of extra time to wait, but 10 times the functionality. I think I have my answer. So, I'm not going to say like official, but I'm going to say officially, not officially, or however that works. Basically, some level of bullcrap. That's about how it equates to. But when I invest into my next system, and I understand that Nintendo will definitely have more systems into the future, and I'm actually thinking about getting a 3DS LL. I think that's what it's called. The new one with the built-in control stick, and see if I can get that modded for capture card, so that I can record Monster Unfold when it comes out. Because that'd be just really fun for me, and I think it'd be awesome, yes. But in terms of console gameplay, or sit-down gameplay, or non-mobile gaming, as it would be, I think PC is going to be my next big purchase. And then the source of all future large purchases of that nature. Like I said, I like the PS4. It's a good concept. I like the interactivity of it, the streaming capabilities. They're just built right into it. Like, oh, that's really cool. Like I said, I've been watching my buddy Joe's Manchester streams, and they're awesome. You probably should too, because he's a really funny guy. But yeah, it's just. And I understand you get the games earlier, and there are going to be a couple games that are going to be on there that probably will not ever make it to PC, and I'm okay with that. But for the ones that I want to play and the ones that I see coming down the road, it's like, PC will do. PC will do just fine. And I understand that none of this at all applies to any of you, but someone asked me what my gaming perspective was, what my gaming experience was. And so this past week has been my answer to that question. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy either this video or any of the ones before, or if this is your first one in, please hit the subscribe button down below. There will be more of this stuff coming soon. Not necessarily gaming related, but just be talking endlessly about whatever comes to mind. Hit the subscribe button down below. Go watch some of the, go back about 6 days. Last Sunday, what was that? I don't even know. The 13th, I think. And when this all started, no, it was the 14th. Yeah, the 14th was when I put up the first of these gaming videos. Go back and watch that if you want to. If not, that's okay. I fully understand. If you didn't like this at all, leave a dislike rating down below and a nasty comment telling me to stop being so self-centered in everything that I do. In which case to say, screw you. No, I'm a nicer guy than that, generally. Anyway, like I said, special episode tomorrow. Hopefully you all will stop by for that, enjoy it, get some new information which you may or may not have, be able to give me some opinions on stuff which may or may not be forthcoming, depending on some of the feedback that I will hopefully get. Anyway, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.